Good morning. Today's topic is going to be about driving, I suppose. Again, yes, again, the topic of driving. So I was taking my kids to school, and there's like people who I won't be able to show you. I was going to turn the camera and look, but it's cloudy and it's been kind of rainy all day today. It started at about, I want to say about 6:20, just after I brought my dog in from going to the bathroom in the morning. Score one for me, not getting wet. That's cool. Anyway, so here I am driving down the road. I've got every other driver except one car who doesn't have his lights on. Now, it's getting to be that time of year where about 7 o'clock, it's not really bright out. It's not sunny yet, or, it's not like right now where it's at least bright enough out. But still, when it's raining, you need to have your lights on, not just because just because it's daytime or the sun is out. No, that's you need to read your manuals, your driving manuals, or retake your test or whatever, because if you pulled that crap when you were trying to take your driver's test, you would have gotten points taken off because you didn't turn your lights on because there's precipitation. Now that counts for rain or snow as well. I know lots of people that are dumb and they think they're in such a hurry that why should I bother having to turn my lights on? It's and they were like, I can't remember. Yeah, they were a gray color maybe. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of a different time. This car this morning was a red car. Anyway, that's just one topic with driving. Now, this happened on Monday, so it's, and today's Wednesday, so it's been a couple days now. I was driving my daughter to her dance class, and we got to get off one of the main highways and then get onto another highway, right? And okay, so there's a nice big crowd of people. I'm in that nice crowd of people that are wanting to. No, wait. There's an instance before that. Okay, I'm on the highway that goes. That's our main highway through our town. Anyway, I'm on that road, and there's people who want to merge in to where I am. And anyway, so I need to actually get in because it has an on-ramp to the highway, the lane that I'm in, and then that lane also turns into an exit lane, which I also need to be in because I'm in the farthest right because that's, my turn is coming up. So I flip on my turn signal. I get up to, a good safe distance from the car in front of me, who had just gotten off the street and, getting on the on-ramp. And this guy behind me stays like, I don't know, he's like not letting me in. And it was so frustrating because he's like an older man. He was probably, I want to say he was 10 years older than me, and I'm pretty old, well, maybe he was, I don't know, maybe he was old enough to be my dad. I don't know. He was an older man. He wasn't a grandpa, he wasn't the old age where you shouldn't be driving because you're old. He just was being a douchebag. Anyway, so I finally managed to squeeze in there via the people in front of him actually sped up some. So I actually was able to scooch in, not by his help or anything. I don't like doing that because it's not a comfortable squeeze in. He didn't give me enough room. And when I'm driving and I've got my kids, I want to be a little more, more careful. I don't want to be a douchebag on the road who thinks I own the road. Well, I don't own the road, so I'm going to just drive and abide my time and, drive safely because I'm carrying children, or at least a kid. Anyway, so then we get, here's to where I started to tell the story before. Okay, so now we're on that, we're on the off-ramp now, going on to the other highway. And there are 3 cars in the lane that we want to, the farthest right lane of the lane that, the new highway we're going into. There's 3 cars. They're all on that right side. They see this, all 3, the 3 cars in front of, no, 2 cars in front of me and the guy, the asshole behind me. Anyway, we all are trying to get on, and these people, they don't get over it because it's it's 2 lanes, so they have. Then there was no other cars in the left lane. They could have scooched over, and then if need be, they can get back over. But as a courtesy, you're supposed to get over, I don't think it's law, but as a courtesy, you are supposed to scooch over. Anyway, so then the guy that was behind me, he comes driving up past me like I'm driving slow when I'm going 65. I was going a couple miles over 65, which the speed limit is 65. So, I was keeping up with traffic. I'm not going slow or anything. All the cars in front of me, I'm a good distance behind them. And anyway, then he looks at me like, bitch, learn to drive. And it's like, bitch, maybe you should learn to drive. I don't know why he was thinking that I was in the wrong for, wanting to get over, to need to be in the whatever. Does he expect me to slow down to let him pass behind when he was the one speeding up after I started to go over? I don't think so. So I just kind of just went on my way, because then I had to get off the next exit anyway, onto a smaller road. But I don't know why, but people just, they don't slow down, they don't pay attention to certain things. What is also another irritating thing, and it's also a big scary for me, is like if I'm stopped because I need to turn left to go here, and it's only a one direction road, and people will pass you at full speed on the right every single time. That scares me, because last year around this time I got hit by an old lady who didn't see I was stopped with my turn signal on, waiting for oncoming traffic so I could turn after getting my children from school. I had 3 kids in my back seat, and she smashed into my back end. And so every time I turn there now, I always cringe, because people will pass me, not even slow down and pass me. It is illegal to pass somebody on the shoulder like that. And I've seen cops do it, and it's so fucking annoying. But for me, it's just that much more, because all I think of is this old 78, well, she's 87, or she was 87 yet last year around this time, so she's 88 now. And it was a perfectly sunny day. There was no precipitation on the road. The roads were dry, and to just see your car, just the car bits and pieces all over the place, that was scary in itself. And I only had one friend call me when I told him that I got in a car accident. My dad may have texted me, but I only had one person call me out of all the people in my life, aside from my husband or my kids that were in the vehicle. Only one person gave enough shit to actually call me and ask how I was doing. And I've never met this man in real life, because he's one of my online gaming friends, whom I have known for 10 years now. That says something, that there are people that I've known since 2nd grade who didn't give me a call or anything. And my insurance, they didn't bother to fill out paperwork or any of this crap. I had to do it all. I had to call her insurance people, make them pay for my rental car that I used for 3 weeks. Oh yeah, by the way, I hate full Ford Focus. There's no power in there. You slam on the gas and it's like a sluggish lag. I don't know if that's just me going from my V6 vehicle to, I mean, and I don't have a muscle car by any standards. It's just, it's a V6 Honda Accord, so it's not exactly sports car material, but it is definitely not the Ford Focus, because that car was a piece of shit when it came to engine speed or power. But I will give it one thing. I had to fill up the tank only once, I think, and that was only because I only used half of the tank, and you had to put so much back into the car before you give it back to the rental company. And anyway, I probably spent less on gas with that vehicle. And the first time I had that vehicle, I drove into my garage, and it's got automatic headlights, so when it gets dark enough, the lights turn on. And at first I was like, oh my God, did I, because they had just brought it back from the dealer, from Enterprise, I believe is who we rented it from. Actually, we didn't have to pay for that, which was yay. And I didn't have to pay for my car getting fixed, though she sounds a little funny on the back side there where she got hit, but just by looking at her, you can't tell. I mean, engine runs perfect. She runs just great. She has barely 45,000 miles for being 7 years old. Anyway, that's my baby. So, okay, I just, I'm driving it, and I got it into the garage where where I parked my car, and the headlights turn on, and I'm sitting there flipping with all the dials trying to figure out, okay, which one of these is headlights. I'm like, okay, there's headlights. And it's got the auto whatever, and it didn't dawn on me at all that it was in the auto setting, and that if I turned the car off, that it's one of them cars where you turn it off and the lights still stayed on for a little bit, and then they turn off. I'm not used to that because my car is a little bit older. Once I turn my car off, even when I have my lights on in the car and I get out of my car and the lights are still on, my headlights will turn off after a little while. But I always turn them off because it goes ding, 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 Anyway, this video ended up being a little longer than expected, but driving, it only gets worse when the snow starts flying. It's insane how stupid people are. Don't even, you know what, the school topic, driving kids, or parents dropping their kids off at school, well, that's a topic for another day, because this video is already 13 minutes long, so it's a little longer than I wanted it to be. So my next topic, if I remember, I'll be honest, I don't always remember what my next topic will be. Promise, I'll write it down. Is going to be about school, parents dropping their kids off, the whole congestion with that, and my dealing with it for the last 3 years now, being in middle school. The elementary was 3 times worse, but that's dealing with parents who have never had to take their kids to school before, or, it's like they're just learning how to drive or something. Anyway, all right, talk to you later. Bye!